Hi, I'm KiNK. I make electronic music, and you're watching DJ Tech Tools. I come all the way from Bulgaria to San Francisco today, and I'm really happy to give a little introduction of what I'm doing with my little gadgets. My live set is very inspired by DJing, so I have, let's say, two sections. I have a section where I can basically play the loops from my tracks, like playing log grooves from vinyl, but I use that laptop for that. So let's say I start with a loop from something that I produced, and normally I use the launch pads for that. I need two launch pads. So number one, I use to jump through different loops which are pre-produced, and launch pad number two, I use to record what I'm doing with the keys and what I'm doing with this drum pad by Akai. So let's start building up something. That's a loop from a track I made for a really cool Dutch label called Rush Hour. And originally it's really tough acid house track, but I'm gonna try to recreate a version which is more mellow and nice with keys. So it's time for little drums now to put on top of that. I'm still gonna use this Akai LPD, and I'm gonna use the second launchpad to record what I'm doing. So we have a nice bass line for my track going on. We have the keys I just made with this little keyboard by a company called CME. It's really nice and thin, easy to travel with, but the keys are real size, so it's easier to play. I'm gonna start using my currently favorite drum machine by Roland, a famous TR-8, to build a little beat. Of course, I'm able to, because I'm recording MIDI, I'm able to overdub and overdub and overdub as much as I want. far so good. It would be nice to add some vocal. And I have this idea as I'm doing a live act. Normally I don't have a vocalist with me, but I would like to have a specific source so people recognize if there is a vocal, it comes from a human or from somewhere else. So I use a turntable to play vocals, and I have this little technique. I'm sticking a tape on the groove on the section which I want to loop, so that the needle sticks in the same area and it repeats the same sentence. So I made a loop of this famous a cappella from the late 80s, used on a lot of classic house tracks.
And our house music, and our house music, and our house
and you can hear how it loops nicely.
And our house music, 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 and
So I have so many musical influences, from disco music through house on the more funkier side to proper techno. And I like to play nice and easy, but then I like to go a bit more rough. And for that purpose, I have a couple of really cool plugins in Ableton which are producing more rough sounds, like a TB303 emulation by a company called Audio Realism. And there is a really cool free Max for Life patch that turns this nice controller into step sequencer for the TB303 emulation I'm gonna use. So yeah, let's just start to make a bass line. And something I was about to forget to say, but I think it's quite important. I have these little things that help me to show people that I'm actually not just pressing play, but doing something in a moment. So kind of recently I got this ring. A friend of mine says I'm the Lord of the Rings. Now you're gonna see why. It's connected to the pitch of the synthesizer. It's just sending MIDI messages to the synthesizer, and when I move my hand, it's doing this stupid change, and yeah, it's a fun way to engage the crowd with this. But enough with the ring. Let's make a nice bass line. Putting the accent on the TB303, changing the pitch, changing the octave of the pattern, and adding some legato, some slides, typical acid gliding. I have to mention, I'm really happy with this controller by Innovation. It's called Launch Control XL. So this is my, let's say, digital mixer. Most of my levels are here. Sense to effects, controls for some virtual synthesizers. So this gadget's really big part of my live set. But not talking about rough sounds, it's hard to go without something analog. And I have to show you this little box by a company based in Milano. It's called Lab Loop. It's a totally uncontrollable beast. I don't really know. When I started, I have no idea what kind of sounds I'm gonna produce with it. But whatever it spits out of the output, it sounds really nice to my ears. It has two oscillators, a kick generator, a noise generator which you can shape with the envelope so you can make some sort of hi-hats. And two oscillators which you can use to create some sort of strange bass lines or like weird acid or techno sequences. Right now I'm dealing with a sequencer, with the step sequencer inside, which is pretty weird, and it's hard to do something that you have planned. But as I said, whatever you do, even if it's unexpected, it's really funny and really nice. So as I mentioned, I use the launch pads a lot. One, normally I used to launch the pre-recorded clips, and the second I used to record what I do, but also I need a lot of buttons in order to enable all the instruments I use. So on this part of the launch pad, I'm basically having my virtual instruments, which I'm setting on and off. So let's say for a while we have this banging kick drum and rough techno acid sequences going. But it's nice once in a while. Also, I get tired and I like to bring it down, bring it deeper. So I normally come back to my keys section. Sometimes I'll go with a nice string and I make this rough melody more pleasant to listen for normal people in the club. I think that's pretty much. I can go so much more deep technically. We can leave some space for the next time around. Yeah.